Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're about, well, let's see, 45 minutes or so. Well, I guess not quite that far. 35 minutes or so past our originally slotted start time here. This is the Division One consolation bracket, so the fifth place bracket between the Chen Chargers and the Oklahoma City Broncos. Now, I know usually we deal in video and other things, but we've been having all kinds of issues and problems with the video signal today. We're going to try to carry this audio only for you and leave a scoreboard up there in hopes that that will clean things up a little bit and we can get through even with a little bit of a rough signal. We're going to give it a go today anyway and kind of see how this goes. So out on the mound for the Chen Chargers is Stephen Bryce. The righty will get the start here this afternoon. And as we go around the outfield, Kobe Holland is in left. Sam Hurlburt is in center. Brant Furman will play right today. Around the infield, Jared Hurlburt is at third. At short is Luke McMillan. Trent Hurlburt will play second. Josh Kurt is at first. Connor McCoy is behind the plate. And as we just mentioned, Stephen Bryce on the mound. For the Broncos, leading things off will be Cooper Falk. The shortstop will stand in, followed by Hayden Key and Will Edmondson to get things going here in this one. Fastball misses up and 1-0. They count to Cooper. And that pitch over the inside corner for a strike. The Chen Chargers out of Baltimore, Maryland. This one hit deep into left, relatively deep, hanging us up just a little bit, and played out there by Holland. And deep in most parks is not deep here.
That's right.
That would be a relatively deep fly ball in some parks.
They haven't put out the depths of the outfield out here in signs. Did they used to have those
I
out
will
there?
say it's a ways. Let's just go with that.
It's bigger than most professional parks. Like some of the professional parks, they put little porches out in the left to right field line for the home run hitters.
Hayden Key lines one and a nice grab out there at second base by Trent Hurlburt. And 2 up, 2 down for Oklahoma City here in the first. The line drive up that right side. Hurlburt to stick out his glove and grabbed it. And that will bring us to the 3-hitter, Will Edmondson. So defense playing pretty much straight up all the way around here.
They were talking about 50, 60% thunderstorms, but right now we got sunshine.
This chopped out towards short, took a nice big hop, and then is dropped it short. And Edmondson on at first off the air by the shortstop, Luke McMillan. He kind of got caught there. I mean, this lip of the infield every now and then shoots one up in the air, but even with that, that should have been playable.
Yeah, it was a fairly slow bounding ball, so he had the chance, but it did give him a little switcheroo at the end there.
Fastball misses up.
Official scorekeeper, what'd you give it?
I gave him an error.
I think I would agree with that.
It was a little bit of a weird play, but one that he probably should have made.
Yeah, what I was going to do.
Strike and a fastball down the middle.
I was just getting ready to say congratulate him on staying with the ball and hop it because he put his glove up and got it, and then he ended up dropping the ball.
So Joseph Zajac stands in there for Oklahoma City. 1-1 the count. Pickoff throw back to first is not in time. Boy, actually turned out to be a beautiful day.
Very nice. Very nice.
A little cloudy, but temperature in the low to mid 80s.
It's even better than what we had in Chicago when we left there.
A little bit of a breeze is found back to the screen. The count will go 1-2 on Zajac.
Oh, we were getting feet of rain and cold temperatures down here. That's probably a little over 80, 82, 83.
Runner leads off a first check swing. That's fouled back out of play. We'll stay at 1-2. Again, runner to lead off of first here. Just underway. Division I consolation bracket. That's fouled back to the screen. Count will stay 1-2.
Oh, normal lead off at first base over there.
Oh. This popped up into deep left.
That's
deeper
good
than the last one, and that one is
off
the warning track. Bounces up against the fence. But that one, I thought that hung up more than the first one I saw, but that was hit much deeper.
I know
and
that.
It stays in the park, but it's still a long double off the bat of Joseph Zajac, and a run-scoring double at that. So we'll pick up an RBI as Edmondson will score.
With the crack of that bat, that sounded like it had authority on it. And that was just a one hopper to the fence, and in this park, that's a hit. And a lot of parks they've been a home run.
So Hasher Hume stands in, the center fielder and number 5 hitter, with. I got to remember, I put the outs up there. I got to remember to keep them updated.
Oh.
This ball hit back up the middle. That's going to find its way into center field on a soft line jive. Throw comes in, and they're going to get the runner.
He's out.
Boy, that is a beautiful throw from the center fielder, Sam Hurlburt. I mean, that thing was on the money, and they get Zajac trying to score from second. Wow. There's a way to end an inning. 1 run in the inning. There was 1 hit. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Oklahoma City leads it 1-0. Back with more in just a moment. This is the Homeschool World Series. To the bottom of the first we go. And leading things off for the Chen Chargers is Brant Furman. It's Furman, Jared Hurlburt, and Connor McCoy. 1, 2, 3 hitters for the Chargers here at the bottom of the first. There is a strike defensively for the Broncos. It's Mark Edmond in left. Hasher Hume will play center. Over in right is Jacob Lindberry. Will Edmondson will play third. At shortstop today is Cooper Falk as that pitch misses away. And Sam Hedgeman will play second, and Joseph Zajac is down at first. John Grasser behind the plate, and the lefty Hayden Key on the mound for Oklahoma City. There's a swing and a miss, And the count will move to 1-2. I apologize. I'm changed up our scoreboard a little bit here, so I'm still getting used to all of that. But I swear I'll get there eventually.
Okay.
Well, we completely changed everything that we're doing because the video is so glitchy and all that we just went with an audio-only thing, so that's what we're working with now. There's a delivery that's chopped up the first base line, and nice play down there by Joseph Zajac, who picks it up and lays the tag on. So 1 out here for the Chargers in the first. And now standing in is Jared Hurlburt. Hurlburt, the third baseman. 1-0 the lead for Oklahoma City here in the bottom of inning number 1. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. So Key will wind and fire. That's fouled back to the screen. We'll go to 0-2. So Key looks in, gets the sign, and now will get set to deliver. Off speed, that misses away. Go to 1-2. Move the schedule around a lot today to try to make sure we get the Division I semis in. They managed to get that done. I think there's an off-speed pitch, check swing. We have a ball called, so it'll be 2-2. I mean, as far as I've seen so far today, it hasn't really popped up on any radar, so we'll keep an eye on that, though. Fastball misses in, and now the count will go full at 3-2.
Well, I let my ink pen get away from me.
That line
Ooh,
shot
nice
up
shot.
in between short and third and into left field for a 1-out single for Jared Hurlburt. And that'll bring Connor McCoy to the plate. McCoy, the catcher. And when looking at the radar right now, there's a couple of rain showers and storms up to the north, but not a whole lot.
Well, somebody said before that things were going north of us.
This gets all the way back to the screen. And out to second base goes Hurlburt on the wild pitch. So that will make it a 1-0 count.
Mm-hmm.
So Key looks in. Runner gets a lead off of second base. 1-0 pitch, bunt up the third base
nice
line.
job.
That's actually a really nice bunt. Throw to first is in time. That's a great play by the pitcher Hayden Key, too, because that had to be perfectly played or they weren't going to get the runner.
I was very, very impressed by Hayden. That was first place. The bunt was fantastic. I didn't know they had a chance to get him. He made a nice 360 pivot. Throw to first, and boy, nailed him by a step.
So with 2 outs, Stephen Price, the cleanup hitter and pitcher, stands in. Runner down there at third with 2 gone. Off-speed pitch called a strike. And this bounces in. Good job by the catcher, Grasser, keeping that in front of him. Now it goes to 1-1. That bounced in right in front of the plate. Grasser did a good job of getting back in front of that.
Go, Hayden.
Fastball misses up and in. This chopped down toward third, and that took a little bit of an in-between hop on the third baseman Edmondson. It kicks into left field. And so in to score is Hurlburt. And Bryce down there at first. Really, I'm tempted to give him an error just because he probably should have come in and played it.
Yeah, he let the ball play him instead of him playing the ball. Got him caught in between bounces, and not a good place for a guy to be.
So 1-1 the score here in the bottom of inning number one. Pickoff throw back to first and runner in safely. There goes a runner at first. Fastball misses up high to throw to second. Is up the left field side of the bag. And in safely with the stolen base is Bryce. Now he's in scoring position with 2 outs.
Hey, when you write these errors on here, which page do you write them on?
Speed pitch misses away. Now 2-0. I just put E right on the page here. One thing about this scoring sheet that I don't particularly care for is that there's no balls or strikes on each at bat.
Yeah.
Fastball, that's called a strike over the inside corner. I mean, I figured it out. It's fine, but.
Yeah, it's the same thing with. I noticed when I did it and almost didn't do it because it didn't have pitch count. I forgot about the balls and strikes.
And this bounces in. Nobody going anywhere.
It's again, John Grassick getting a workout out there. He's blocked most of them. Several balls have been down the dirt.
So 3-1 the count. Key comes set. Now delivers home. Fastball called a strike over that outside corner. And it will go full at 3-2.
Yeah, Kobe was taking a couple steps toward first base. He thought it was ball 4.
There's a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Kobe Howland. So 1 run in the inning, 1 hit as well. There was 1 error and a strikeout. We'll head to the second inning, all tied up at 1. Back with more in just a moment. You're watching. Well, we were. Now it's more like listening to the HWSA.
That's true.
So back to where we go. We head to the top of inning number 2. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 the count on John Grassert. It's Grassert, Lindberry, and Hedgeman. 6, 7, 8 hitters here for Oklahoma City. Facing Stephen Bryce as the count evens up at 1-1. That ripped down toward third, and that took a rough bounce and will kick back out towards second. I don't know if there's a whole lot that Jaron Hurlbrut's going to do with that.
I'm going to say, I think we can give the fielder the benefit on that one.
I think so. I think you're right on the money with that. So a single for Grassert, and that will bring Jacob Lindberry to the plate. All tied up at 1 here in the second inning. Now they'll call a courtesy runner out for Grassert, the catcher, trying to get him ready for the next inning. So Duncan Key comes on as the courtesy runner. So runner leads off first. Fastball misses up high. 1-0 the count on Lindberry. Misses away, so count will move to 2-0. Little pickoff throw over to first, runner back in safely. So down there at third base, Jared Hurlburt way in on the grass. Matter of fact, 2 or 3 steps in, trying to guard against this bunt attempt. That's bunted up the first base line. That's actually a real good sacrifice bunt. And the runner will move up to second. So Lindberry with a nice sac bunt. So 1 gone, Sam Hedgeman to stand in, the number 8 hitter, runner out there at second. Off-speed pitch misses away and make it 1-0. Fastball misses away, so we'll move to 2-0 here. Got a little bit of a late start to this game, but you know, the weather is held out. It's actually beautiful at the moment. You know, we were talking yesterday, there was some rain and a few issues going on throughout the area, a couple thunderstorms, but there were parts of that day that were beautiful too. Not overly humid, temps in the upper 70s, low 80s. That misses away, and now 3-0. Of course, the weather, rain and stuff was an issue here as well, but just saying around that, if you sandwich some stuff around it, not bad. It's over the inside corner, and the count will move to 3-1. And bounces in. And so down to first on the walk goes Hedgeman. So runners at first and second. That will bring Noah Edmond to the plate, the number 9 hitter. And now the Chen Chargers finding themselves in a little bit of trouble, because if they can't get something here, it would go to the top of the order with just 1 out and a couple of runners, maybe 3 on base. I think that's what the Chargers kind of want to stay away from them. Off-speed pitch misses away. Make it 1-0.
Believe it or not, I had my teams backwards, and I've been trying to figure out who was who. Nice pitch on the outside corner.
Strike over that outer edge. So the count will move to 1-1. Hunters lead off of first and second here. They're trying to step in behind him at second base. There's a swing and a miss. And the count will move to 1-2. runners lead off of first and second. Coming set is Bryce. The righty winds and fires. There's a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Noah Edmond. So 2 gone. Back to the top of the order for the Broncos. This is Cooper Falk. Falk is 0 for 1, flied out to left field in his only at bat so far today. So runners lead off of first and second. Delivery here misses away, so 1-0 the count. So Bryce comes set and delivers. That misses up high. Kind of move to 2-0. Still got some baseball tomorrow, too.
Sure do. Including the Division I championship game.
I want to say 9 and 12:30.
Whoa.
That ripped foul up the third base line.
Nice swing.
Count will go to 2-1.
You got a little too far out in front of it to do him much good, but boy, it was a nice swing.
So runners will lead off a first and second here. Bryce comes set, glances back at second base. Now delivers home. There's a strike over that outside corner. Leave it up at 2-2. And it's chopped just foul up behind home plate to stay at 2-2. Well, good opportunity for Oklahoma City. I mean, they've had runners at first and second. They're only 1 out. And the 9-hitter struck out back around to the top of the order. Broncos trying to take advantage of some early opportunities. That's ripped in the center field, but it hangs up long enough for Sam Hurlburt, who makes a really nice play coming back across to grab that. So that will end the threat here in the top of the second. No runs in the inning. Just 1 hit. There was a walk and a strikeout as well. We'll head to the bottom of inning number 2. Still all tied up at 1. Back with more in a moment. This is the HWSA. So to the bottom of the second inning we go. That ball misses over the inside corner. And a 1-0 count on Josh Fabley. This is the DH. That one misses low as well. Well, 2-0. Fabley DHing for the first baseman, Josh Kurt. And this Hit it on a soft line drive out towards left. Played there by Mark Edmond. And one up, one down for the Chargers here in the second. It's Fabley, Hurlburt, and Hurlburt. Sam and Trent back to back. 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Broncos here in the second.
Yeah, there's no fewer than 3 Hurlburt players in this team.
Yeah, there are a few of them out there. So Sam stands in. This popped back out of play up the third baseline. Count will go to 0-1. So we'll see how Key kind of works through some things here in the second inning. He's done it. Nice job so far. That one misses, I guess, low.
Boy, that was a close one. You heard quite a few oohs and ahs on the call. That one, it was right on the borderline.
That fastball misses away. So the count moves to 2-1.
That one a little more easier to call. That was a good 4 or 5 inches outside.
And that fastball will miss away. The 3-1 pitch. That's called a strike over that outside corner.
Ooh.
Count will go full at 3-2. One gone here in the bottom of inning 2. Everything all tied up at 1. And we got time called. But actually, they're talking about rain and thunderstorms and all that earlier.
Yes.
Actually, right now, sun's out. A little bit of clouds floating by. Not bad.
Right.
That's called strike 3 over that outside corner.
That was a nice pitch.
And down on strikes goes Sam Hurlburt. That's 2 gone, and that will bring Trent Hurlburt to the plate. That was a really good pitch, nice location. Sam didn't like it too much, but I mean, pitch to take it, an inch or 2 off that plate.
If you're guarding the plate, you can't let that go by. You gotta protect that plate a little bit.
And fastball misses up high.
And it was close enough to be called a strike too. It wasn't bad.
So this pitch called a strike over that inside corner. The count will now even up at 1-1. That wind blowing out towards left center or so.
Yeah, it was. It was going toward right field. Now it's out toward left center.
So
pretty steady breeze too.
Trent swings through that. Now the 1-2 delivery, that misses away. Even back up at 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
And a swing and a miss, and a pitch up and away. Down on strikes goes Trent Hurlburt. No runs in the inning, no hits either. A couple of strikeouts. We'll head to the third inning, a 1-all tie. Back with more in a moment. You're watching the HWSA, or listening to it more accurately.
Yeah, now it is.
To the third inning we go as that pitch misses. So due up for the Oklahoma City Broncos here in the third is Hayden Key, Will Edmondson, and Joseph Zajac to face Stephen Bryce for the Chargers. 2-0 pitch here is popped up, foul up the third baseline, and just out of play. So we'll go to 2-1. And this popped up out into center field, drifting over, and
he got it.
Making the play. I was trying to see who it was. They crossed up out there in center, but no matter what, it ended up being made, I guess.
Yeah, it was a center fielder.
Okay, good. I lost that one out there somewhere. So now one gone.
Mr. Sam Hurlbert. He's kind of makes you nervous out there. Last hit line drive almost went over his head. The last time he was running back there, and he jumped up near and snagged it in the end of his glove. This time he kind of did the same thing, only didn't have to jump. But I wonder if he caught it or not for a second there.
This popped up into center again, drifting over his Hurlbert. He'll make the play again.
Yeah, just hit it my way. He says, I'll take care of it.
So Edmondson flies out. So
you realize the last 3 outs for the Chargers have been to center field, fly balls. Oh, nice off-speed pitch. Kind of one from left to right. He's a right-hand batter.
this bounces in. So 1-1 the count.
He was wondering then. He thought maybe he should have swung at that. But he was correct. Lay off of it, Joseph. Oh, there it is again.
Line shot out into center, and another nice play by Hurlbert. Boy, he's made all 3 outs in this inning and has done a nice job at it. No runs in the inning, no hits. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Still a 1-all tie. Back with more in just a moment. That was a strike over the outside corner. 0-1 the count on Bryant Furman. Back to the top of the order here. Actually, no, a 9 spot. Then top of the order. Luke McMillan, excuse me. So 2-0 the count here. McMillan will stand back in. Key looks in, comes set, and will deliver a little looper that will fall in into right field. And a single off the bat of Brant Furman. Excuse me, I just did it again. Off of Luke McMillan. I don't know why I kept wanting to go up to the top of the order. But I don't have a racer either, do I? No. Oh, well.
You kind of
Is it in here? Oh, I just need a little bit of one.
I don't know if it'll.
Yeah, it works. Good enough. So back up to Furman here at the top of the order. The lefty lines and fires. Off speed misses away. 1-0 the count as Hayden Key into another inning of work here.
Kind of like a roundhouse curve there. It kind of went up high and outside, inside on the left-hand batter, and then downward and away from him.
That chop foul up the first base lines. The count will move to 1-1.
Made the ball look like it was about a foot wide.
I have one out. I thought I changed that. There's 0 outs here. So runner will get a lead off of first there. Just a couple of steps. Key delivers home. That bunted back to the screen. And the count will go to 1-2. Runner leads off of first. Delivery home. Off speed. That misses away. Count will go to 2-2.
Batter stepped out when that pitch was about to be made and thought he'd get time called, but they didn't call timeout. And it's fortunate he got a ball on that pitch. He was a little surprised.
That misses. Runner trying to take second. The throw down there is not in time. That base was already stolen by Luke McMillan. No chance for the catcher Grasser to throw him out.
No, Grasser, first place the ball broke in toward the left-hand batter and down toward the ground. He had to step over with the left foot over in front of his body and kind of almost go backwards to the field. So by the time he turned back around, it was no chance.
Delivery here, chopped out towards second. And the throw across to first is in time. 4-3 to put out by Hedgeman. So one gone. That now brings Jared Hurlbert to the plate. Runner down there at third. So Hurlbert stands in. Once again, Hayden Key, the lefty to deliver. There's a swing and a miss.
That was a nice fastball. It was right in on the hand, just on the inside of the plate. It was a good strike as well. Tried to go out for it, but there's not much you could do with that pitch.
Here's a line of delivery. All speed misses up high. Throw down to third. Not in time as the runner tries to get back. Count will go to 1-1.
That was that crazy high come down, breaking, slowed down curveball he's got.
There's a swing and a miss. So count will go to 1-2. And that one hit into right. That's going to fall in. Runner's going to score from third. And on with an RBI single is Jared Hurlbert. That'll make it now a 2-1 lead for the Chen Chargers.
Been a close battle.
That ball misses. So the count goes to 1-0.
Jared got a good lead at first, but it's not extremely long. Enough to get pitcher's attention, I will say that for him.
So leading off down there at first is Hurlbert again. Key comes set. Glances over at first. Now kind of just flips it over there as the runner goes back. And Key delivered. There goes the runner at first. Fastball misses up. The throw down to second is not in time. And another stolen base. So 2-0 the count now on Connor McCoy, the catcher, trying to force across another run with only one out here in the third. The Chargers have managed to get themselves at least a 1-run lead. And there's a strike and a fastball down the middle, so the count goes to 2-1. Over here, that misses low. It's now 3-1 the count. Runner leads off a second. Key glances back there. Now spins around. No throw, though. Trying to keep that runner at least relatively close out at second base. Now Key delivers this chopped foul back behind home. And that count will go full at 3-2. So Jared Hurlbert leads off of second. Again, Key comes set and delivers home. Fastball misses low. And the walk issued, so now runners at first and second with one out. And we got a visit to the mound here. So a little meeting at the mound here is finally over. We'll get back to action here momentarily. Runners lead off at first and second.
I can't get these straight.
So pitch here, off speed. That called a strike over the inside corner. My goodness. He's called everything within an inch to a plate. That one's like 6 inches off the inside quarter. He gets a strike call. That's interesting. 0-1 the count on Bryce here as Key glances back to second. Runners lead off of first and second. This ripped up the third base line. That is just foul. And I mean, that had to be less than a foot foul up that line. And so just a long strike on Mr. Bryce. He looks in. Runners lead off of first and second again. He comes set, glances back at second base, now delivers home, and this hit back up the middle, and it's going to get through into center field. Runner rounds third. They're going to try to send him to the plate. The throw is a little bit up the line, and scoring is Jared Hurlbert on the RBI single from Bryce. Now runners at first and second. That will move it to a 3-1 lead now for the Chen Chargers out of Baltimore, Maryland. Trying to advance their way into the 5th place game of Division I, which, by the way, is a pretty good feat over the years.
You've had a successful trip if you can do that.
If you make your way into Division I, it's a pretty good trip.
Yes.
That's the top 8 out of, I think there's 19 or 20 teams here this year. Fastball misses up and in. So 1-0 the count on Kobe Howland. Howland, the number 5 hitter, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Struck out swinging back in the first. Runners lead off for first and second. Key's pitch. That's a good one. Right down the middle for a strike. Even things up at 1-1. Again, Key comes set. Delivers, and that fastball called a strike over the outside corner. Count will move to 1-2. I think that right there just about crossed up Mr. Grassert, and he went out and said, about this.
Yeah, he was trying to figure that out.
I'm not sure if it did or not, but the way he reacted is almost like he wasn't anticipating that to really work that way. Key comes set. Runners lead off of first and second. They tried to set up away. Now stepping off the rubber is Key. Looks back in. Will get the sign. Glances at second again. And delivers. Check swing. This gets all the way back to the screen as it bounced in front of the plate. And I'm going to say that's a ball, and it went to 2-2. I personally think that was a go, but both umpires agree, the second base umpire and the home plate umpire, that is not a strike. So now runners at second and third with the 1 out as everybody moved up. So runners take a lead there. Here's the delivery. That's chopped foul.
Seems like Key has a good fastball today.
Yeah, he's been, and actually his off speed hasn't been too bad either. It's just location a little bit. That shot back to the screen. They'll stay at 2-2.
That one he's got, that dipsy doodle thing, that's quite a pitch to see.
So Key comes set and delivers. That misses low and in. So now the count moves full at 3-2.
Still only 1 out.
And a swing and a miss. So down on strikes goes Kobe Holland. That puts 2 outs up on the board with runners at second and third. And now Josh Fabley to stand in. Fabley so far today 0 for 1. Flight out to left in his only appearance. And this got away temporarily from Grasser behind the plate, but he managed to get it back. So Key comes set. Runners lead off a second and third. Delivery is a strike. So 1-1 here in Fabley. I've completely forgot to change my outs here. That's what happens when I do in 4 things at once. It's 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Already a couple of runs across. Little check swing, roller back out to the pitcher. That got away temporarily, and the runner is safe down at first, as that's going to be an error that will allow Fabley to get down to first. But more importantly, for Oklahoma City, they give up another run as the Chen Chargers managed to push on across number 4. With 2 outs here in the inning, a 4-1 lead. So now runners at the corners. This is Sam Hurlbert who stands in. Sam is 0 for 1, struck out looking back in the second. So runners lead off in the corners. Little flip back over, and runners back in safely. So Key comes set and delivers. That misses low and in. So 1-0 the count to Hurlbert here. This game was moving relatively quickly. And it kind of ground to a halt. This chop back off the mask of the catcher all the way back to the screen. Just a strike though as it'll go to 1-1. Runners lead off of the corners. Keelik's in, trying to get the sign here as it was relayed from the dugout to the catcher. Off speed, that got away. Wow, what a block behind the plate by Grassert. I mean, I don't know how he got there and kept that from going to the screen, but he did. The count will go to 2-1. And that thing, that was about 3 or 4 feet to the outside of home plate, and Grasser just kind of threw his arm out there in hopes of knocking it down, which he did. I don't think that went off any padding, though. When you play catcher, you better be ready to take some shots. Fastball, and that called a strike. The count will pull even at 2-2. And this chop back out towards short. Trying to fire it across to first, and that's in time. So 6-3 goes the put out. As we'll head to the 4th inning here momentarily. 3 runs across, though, for the Chargers there in that inning. Off of 3 hits. And a strikeout and a walk as well. Go to the 4th, 4-1 is the lead for the Chen Chargers. Back with more from the HWSA in just a moment. So that misses up and away. 1-0 the count on Hasher Hume. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up here for the Broncos. That laced up the left field line, but foul. That thing was hit solidly. Into the 4th inning we go. A 4-1 lead for the Chen Chargers. Been a pretty steady game so far, though. Not a lot of downtime. Been a pretty good pace to this one. That misses away. So the count moves to 2-1 as Bryce will get set to wind and fire again as the righty will deliver, and that foul back out of play. Count will move to 2-2. Delivery here is a fastball up and away, and so the count will move forward 3-2. And Oklahoma City trying to do something to get their offense back on track here. They scored 1 run way back in the 1st inning, and there is a walk issued to Hasher Hume. So he'll head down to first. That'll bring John Grassert, the catcher, to the plate. Grassert so far today has a single in the 2nd inning. So runner leads off a first. Coming set again as Bryce delivers. That misses low. 1-0 the count on Grassert. Delivery here, fastball that misses up, and now 2-0. So Bryce comes set, pick off, throw back over to first is not in time. Yeah, you lost over there. That's chopped foul back over near the dugout. And the count will move to 2-1 here. I keep checking the radar, and there's nothing. There's nothing for miles, as far as I can see. That misses up, and the count will move to 3-1. So runner leads off a first. That fastball called a strike over the outside corner. Count will move now to 3-2. 4th inning here, a 3-run lead for the Chargers. That's up high, and another walk. So back-to-back walks issued here by Stephen Bryce, and that will send us to Lindberry and the number 7 spot in this lineup. So everybody will kind of rotate out here with the courtesy runner coming in for the catcher Grassert. So coming to center is Bryce. Runners lead off of first and second. That fastball right down the middle. Now 0-1 is the count. So Glenberry trying to keep the line moving here. That's over the outside corner. So it quickly goes to 0-2. There's a swing and a miss on a pitch low and away as Jacob went chasing a little bit there. So one gone. Now the number 8 hitter, Sam Hedgeman, stands in. Sam walked back in the second inning. Again, the Broncos are kind of in that spot here where they're trying to get something going and get back to the top of the order and see what they can do. But fastball misses up and away, so 1-0 the count. But the Broncos have struggled to push runs across here so far. That misses away. Now 2-0 the count. And the problem for Bryce is this inning, he's struggled to find the plate. And missing on both sides of it. And now Bryce going to wind and fire. He gets a strike there, so the count will move to 2-1. Delivery here, 2-1, a swing and a miss on a ball up and away. And the Broncos at this point are really just helping out the Chargers because that's been last 2 or 3 swings by the last couple of batters have been after balls that are nowhere near the strike zone.
Yeah, and you don't want to give him. You don't want to give him.
And there is
help.
a called strike 3 over that outside corner. That will be back-to-back strikeouts. And runners still at first and second now with 2 outs and Noah Edmond to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Struck out swinging back in the second.
I think I finally figured out where I got my mind messed up. I kept going back and forth.
I don't know what's going on over there, but there's a swing and a miss.
The pitchers are number 1 and 4. And I got the backward because the pitcher for
foul back to the screen quickly. 0-2.
Pitcher for Chen, his position is 1, but his number is 4. The other pitcher's number is 1. And I kept getting the wrong side of the thing. And I couldn't figure out what in the world was wrong. And I kept changing back and it wasn't coming out right. And I realized, I'm using 2 different numbers for the same guy.
And between you doing that and me forgetting to put the outs up here, we're not really getting a whole lot done.
I'll try to get back with it here.
This popped up out towards second, and that ball played by the second baseman, Trent Hurlburt, and that will do it for the inning. No runs in the inning, no hits, couple of walks, and a couple of strikeouts. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 4, a 4-1 lead for the Chen Chargers. Back with more in a moment. You're watching or listening or both, however you want to call this, the HWSA World Series. So Trent Hurlburt stands in. 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the second inning. Delivery here hits him. Pitch on the inside by Hayden Key. And that one hurt a little bit. It's headed down to first goes Hurlburt. So 1 on, we go to the 9-hitter, Luke McMillan. And that thing, that had a little bit of heat on it, and it came straight in on the inside. There was no way he was getting out of the way of that one.
Yeah, he was trapped. Not much you could do about it. Looked like it got a little hurt to it, too. He's got both the coaches over there.
Well, I think
left
he got
arm.
hit, yeah, on might have been the left wrist. Whatever it was, it didn't go over too well with him.
So he's going to stay in. All right. Way to hang in there, Trent. That brings up Luke McMillan. Oh, shortstop.
That's over the outside corner for a strike. McMillan is 1 for 1 with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored, so he's been busy offensively. This popped up into right center field,
Going
deep
back
fly
ways.
ball, but drifting over to make that catch is Asher Hume, I think. I'm so confused by what this mess is over here that this is one time I wish you could see this at home because I have no clue what's going on over there. I'm lost as far as that goes.
I was confused for two full innings. Oh, somehow I got the colors backwards with the teams, and in
case you're trying to figure out, oh, there's a line shot back up the middle. It gets by a diving second baseman. That's Hedgeman and skips out in the center field. So there is a single off the bat of Brant Furman, and now runners at first and second with 1 out for the number 2 hitter, Jared Hurlburt, who is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and 2 runs scored. And in case you're trying to figure out what we're talking about, we have sheets here. One of them is like an actual, baseball stat book, with the batting order and balls and strikes and stuff like that. And there's a swing and a miss. And, the other one is a defensive roster. So we have 2 defensive lineups, and they're one on top of the other. And he puts all the names down and puts which team is at the top of it. There's a snap throw down to first off a pitch that missed away. Good play down there by the first baseman.
Oh, it sure was.
Zajac should just keep that around, so count will go to 2-2. But if you look over here to try to determine what team it is, on one section of this, there's a swing and a miss on a pitch away. The count goes to 1-2. You have literally crossed out the team name 4 times?
Yeah, that and the color too.
And you still don't have the right one on there. This found back on a play. We'll stay at 1-2. This is the team in the field right now. This is team up to bat. This is them.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Cross that one out. There's a swing and a miss. And down on strikes goes Jared Hurlburt. So now 2 gone. Really nice pitch that time from Key. And with 2 outs, standing in is Connor McCoy. McCoy grounded out to the pitcher and also walked and scooped. This pitch misses low and away. 4-1 the lead for the Chargers here in the bottom of the 4th. Actually, I need to go ahead and update my out totals again. Count goes to 1-1. And this slow roller out towards second. Flipping it to second base is Hedgeman over to Cooper Falk. And that will do it for the inning. So no runs in the no hits. There was a strikeout, and one batter was also hit by a pitch. Actually, there was one hit. My fault. And we will head to the 5th inning, a 4-1 lead for the Chen Chargers. Back with more from the HWSA World Series in just a moment. To the 5th inning we go. Quickly an 0-2 count here on Cooper Falk, the leadoff hitter. 0 for 2. Had a couple of flyouts earlier in this game. This popped up deep into right center. This is going to be a problem, and it's going to get into the gap. And out to second is Falk. He's going to go for 3, and he is going to make it. Boy, that's just flat out hustling right there.
Man, he had that in high gear. He didn't hesitate to come around second. He was digging for all he was worth. It was going to be a triple or an out, one or the other with him. He was no in between. I tell you what, in that center field, when you hit up against that fence in that center field, you have hit a ball.
I don't even think it got to the fence.
You don't think it quite did?
No, I don't think it got the warning track. Oh, you can hit a ball a ton here.
Oh, yeah.
It'll go and go and go.
It's one of the biggest fields we've seen around.
We've seen a few home runs out of here over the years, but not many. I can count them on one hand, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We did see one in right field one time out toward that building out there. We saw one over that fence. We saw one go over the scoreboard.
Yeah, I've seen one or two over here. Yeah, I remember the one that went over the scoreboard. You want to talk about crushing a ball.
That thing was hit.
This popped up down the third base line. Everybody converging. In comes the left fielder. That is Holland to make the play. So one gone. So one gone here in the 5th. Will Edmondson, the number 3 hitter, stands in. He reached on an error and scored in the 1st. Flied out to center field in the 3rd. Hunter leads off at third base. This off-speed pitch misses inside. 1-0 the count on Edmondson.
I'd just be ventured to guess if he got a hold of one, that ball would travel.
And that fastball misses away, so now 2-0. So Stephen Price comes set. The righty looks over at third, now delivers. Little blooper back up into center, and it's going to get there. That ball wasn't hit very hard, but it didn't need to be. And an RBI single for Edmondson. So that will extend the lead to now, draw the gap in a little bit. That's what I get for kind of just not thinking about what I'm saying. Not extend the lead, it's going to make it closer. 4-2 the lead for Jen. Compound have the same problem as you do. You switch teams and stuff on different things, and you can get flipped around pretty quick. There's a swing and a foul tip back into the glove of the catcher from Joseph Zajac.
I just decided I'm going to straighten out next game. I'm just going to let it go.
Well, I've had my own moments. This hit deep into center field, back on a sprint, still sprinting and not getting there is the center fielder Sam Hurlbert. And runners will move up to second and third. A double off the bat of Zajac. And I mean, that's the second time today that Mr. Zajac has crushed a baseball.
It was interesting to watch Stephen Bryce, the pitcher. When he hit the ball, he pointed up like it was a pop-up.
It was a little bit more than that.
Oh, boy. It just kept going. I mean, on some normal ballparks, that might have been out of here.
And if you look where Hurlbert's playing in center, I mean, he literally went on a sprint to try to track it down, and it was still way over his head.
And I'm telling you, that guy can flat out pick up and lay him down. And he still couldn't get there. There's that much room out there, and there is that much room out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of territory to try to keep track of, that's for sure.
If you could go out there and look across out where the right fielder's standing out there, you think about here, he's playing fairly deep. You go out there, and there's a ton of room behind him.
Yeah, I mean, you're just kind of playing the average distance.
You have to.
I mean, if somebody hits it over your head, it is what it is. Really, honestly, that's about where it's got to be. I mean, you can't.
If you play deep, that would leave too much territory in front where most people would hit it. So you got to play in regular depth. But boy, you get like that. That thing was hit high in the air, but it was hit hard. Mr. Herbert couldn't get there by the time that thing hit the ground. You know that thing was deep center field. Now it was right center, so it wasn't right just right behind him. He had to go a long ways, but I believe that guy can really move.
4-2 the lead now for the Chargers. Runner is at second and third. This popped up into shallow center this time. Sprinting in to make the play from right field is Furman, and tagging and scoring from third base is Edmondson.
That's getting things interesting. Now it's down to one-run game, 4-3. Oh.
So 2 gone here in the fifth. Now a 4-3 lead for the Chargers, and still a runner in scoring position for Oklahoma City. That misses away. 1-0 the count.
Is this a
Grassert
pinch hitter? Duncan Lee?
Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
Key,
they did bring him. That's yes, Duncan Key. My fault. Let's call a strike over the outside corner.
Well, let's see what Mr. Duncan to do. He's in there. He's got a chance to bring his team right up to even Steven if he can get a good solid base hit here. Got a guy on second base.
And bounces in. So the count moves to 2-1. So runner leads off of second here. Delivery, swing, and a miss on one in the dirt. Count will go to 2-2 as Stephen Bryce trying to get out of some trouble here for the Chargers in the fifth. They've given up a couple of runs but had some cushion. That cushion's gone now, though. Fouled back to the screen. We'll stay at 2-2.
Well, this is pretty much put up and shut up time. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Delivery here, and that's
There it
hit
is.
in between the gap at short and third.
Oh,
They're
we're
not
call
going to be
that.
able to send the runner, though, because that's relatively shallow, and Mr. Zajac is not what you would call fleet of foot.
No.
So the single here for Key puts runners at first and third. And now Lindberry to the plate. So pinch runner into the lineup here for the Broncos that they're trying to figure out any way that they can
Any
push
kind of
across
chance.
that tying run.
Yeah, that's an important run for him right now.
You might see, with a move like that, a squeeze here with Mr. Lindberry. He's already tried to bunt before. So with a substitute runner and him at the plate, there goes the runner at first. They're going to try to get the runner picked off. They do get the runner picked off between third and home. Maybe that was the plan all along. And there is the tag on the runner coming in from third, and that'll do it. They tried to send the runner from first to draw the throw to first in order to get into a rundown, I think, to hopefully force the issue, and they did force the issue, but into an out. So that will end the inning, and we will go to the bottom of the fifth. 4-3 is the lead for the Chen Chargers. This is the HWSA World Series. To the bottom of the fifth we go. It is a 4-3 lead for the Chargers here. And two up in the inning. Stephen Bryce, Kobe Holland, Josh Fabley. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up here for the Chargers, trying to get themselves some extra runs. And that pitch misses, goes back to the screen. 1-0 now the count on Bryce. Reached on an error back in the first inning and then had an RBI single in the third. And that misses inside.
All right.
That's been an interesting matchup, though. This popped up into foul territory up the first base line, and that is going to be caught by the first baseman, Joseph Zajac. And one gone here in the fifth. And that will bring us to Kobe Holland. Holland 0 for 2 on the day, struck out twice. So stand in here. That pitch misses up and in, so 1-0 the count. Be back with you tomorrow, again 9 a.m. on Championship Saturday. 9 and 12:30. The Division I Championship will be at 12:30 tomorrow. Pitch misses. I believe they've changed so many things in the schedule this week, but I think we have the Division II Championship before that. This chop down toward first. Good play. Nice pick by Zajac.
So you get Division I and Division II.
I think so. I'm going to have to check, though, because that's changed so many times with the weather and everything. I'll have to take a look at that. But so 2 gone here in the bottom of the fifth. Now Josh Fabley, the DH, stands in. Fabley flied out to left in the second inning, reached on an error in the third. Looks at a ball right here, low and in. A little meeting now up that third base line. I'll tell you what, it's been an interesting game too. The first game, stretched on for a long time and a lot of different offensive things going on. And then in this game, the offense has, I wouldn't say been at a premium, but it's been a little bit more difficult to come up with runs here in this one.
That's definitely true.
That misses low and away. 2-0 the count on Fabley. Everybody playing pretty straight up all the way around here for Oklahoma City. There's a swing and a miss on a pitch down the middle. The count moves to 2-1.
You don't see much variation of it in the Homeschool World Series. Each game, the guys play pretty much straight up.
Yeah, not a lot of changes going on. That pitch misses away, and the count now 3-1.
Boy, I tell you what, there's a lot of territory covered in that outfield. Man.
This chop back foul, and the count will go full at 3-2.
Oh, here, is that seaplane coming over?
Yeah, came right off that lake over there, I think.
He could come right over the top of us here almost.
That misses away, and now a walk
high and
issued
outside
to Fabley. So that'll bring us to number 7 hitter, Sam Hurlburt. Hurlburt struck out looking in the second inning, grounded out to the shortstop in the third.
Huh, that's a pretty fancy little play in there. And not really very little.
This popped up into left. Drifting in to make the play is Mark Edmond. And that will do it for the inning. No runs in the inning, no hits. There was one walk. We'll head ourselves to the 6th inning. 4-3 is the lead for the Chen Chargers. Back with more from the HWSA World Series here in just a moment. So Lindberry pops one up into foul territory, and that'll get back and out of play. So 1-1 the count on Jacob. We're into the 6th inning here, a 4-3 lead for the Chen Chargers. You know, everybody was really worried about weather today and storms that were going to roll in and some other things, but honestly, this is beautiful. Popped up down the third base line, and that's going to get out of play. I don't think anybody would have guessed that about midway through the day on yesterday.
Oh, no. They were pretty sure it was going to be some bad weather today. And really, we had just about the right amount of clouds and all to kind of keep it where it's pretty enjoyable out here.
Here's a called strike 3 over that outside corner on an off-speed pitch. And down on strikes goes Lindberry. 1 gone for Sam Hedgeman. Hedgeman walked back in the 2nd and struck out looking in the 4th.
The 19 would be, that would be for the Broncos?
No, for the Chargers, I think. But they said...
The Chargers.
I mean, 13 is playing down there. For who was at first?
Josh Kurt.
I guess I didn't have a number written down for him, so it very well could be.
Oh, that could be, yeah, because we didn't have a number from. I didn't get one from them.
That pitch misses low and away to Jake Zerden. Jake into this spot here where Sam Hedgeman should be. So Jake trying to get something started here. 2-2 the count. There's a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Jake Zerden. So 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring Noah Edmond to the plate. Actually, it's not going to bring Noah Edmond to the plate. That's going to bring Josh Major to the plate. So Major checks in. By the way, that's Preston Funberg down at first base now for the Chargers.
Okay.
And a strike. So the Broncos down to their last few outs here. Need to get something going. There's a swing and a miss. So 1-2 the count on Major. Oh, I guess I better once again forgot to adjust my thing, but it's going to be too late anyway. And the throw to first is in time. Good play. 6-3 the put out by Luke McMillan out there at short. We'll head to the bottom of inning number 6. 4-3 is the lead for the Chen Chargers. Back with more from this consolation bracket game in just a moment. To the bottom of the sixth we go. Off-speed pitch misses low and in to Joe Tripp. As Tripp standing in there for Trent Hurlburt. That fastball misses low. Pinch hitting here in the sixth inning is looks at a 2-0 pitch. That's low. And now 3-0 the count as Hayden Key into his sixth inning of work when the starting pitchers today have been it. That pitch over the outside corner. And both of them have done a very nice job.
Yes. Yeah, it's been a pretty well played game all over.
That misses low. And a walk issued to Joe Tripp. And now Luke McMillan to step up there. McMillan and Jack Furman will run here for Joe Tripp. So Jack will come in down there at first. McMillan singled, stole a base, and scored a run in the third inning and flied out to center in the fourth.
All right, here we go. Runner in first. Still one-run game.
So Key delivers. Fastball misses up and away. So Jack getting a lead down there at first. This foul back to the screen, and the count will go to 1-1.
Hayden's a left-handed pitcher. That'll help keep the runner back another step or two.
Pitch here. Fastball misses low, and the count will go to 2-1. And that foul back out of play.
Yep.
Count will go to 2-2. So again, Furman with the lead at first. That misses away.
Chargers would love to push across another run here. Insurance run going that top of the seventh.
I'm telling you what they really like right now is that the 8-hitter walked, the 9-hitter is in a full count. Let's see what they can do here. And there's a walk. So Hayden Key has issued free passes to both the 8 and 9 hitters. And now we're going to have ourselves another meeting at the mound.
Now you got to come back and you got to face it. No outs. Runners in first and second. And top of the lineup coming up.
I think we might have some changes here. It looks like Hayden is done, and he is. So we'll come back with the new pitcher in a moment. This is the HWSA World Series. So the new pitcher here for Oklahoma City is Josh Major. He's the righty. Will stand in and get ready to fire as he replaces Hayden Key, who actually had a really nice outing.
He had a very nice afternoon, mostly afternoon.
We'll talk about his totals here as soon as this inning comes to a close, because the two runners that are on base are his responsibility. As this bounces in, 1-0 the count. On Brant Furman, the right fielder. Brant so far today is 1 for 3, has a single. And is that called strike over that outside corner? So the count will go to 1-1. Runners on first and second, nobody out here in the 6th inning. First baseman Zajac away in on the grass. Here's a high bunt out to the pitcher's mound. Major goes to third. He'll actually get the runner there, so good play by Major to fire it over there.
Good job, knock down that lead runner. Try to hold that score where it's at. Very, very important out.
So one gone, still runners at first and second here. Jared Hurlbert stands in. So 2 for 3 on the day for Hurlbert. He has a couple of singles, an RBI, a stolen base, 2 runs scored. He's also struck out. Major delivers that foul back to the screen. 0-1 the count on Hurlbert. So runners lead off of first and second. Major will glance back, now delivers home. That bounces in. Good stop behind the plate. They got the runner picked off in between second and third, but it takes too long to get the throw to third. Now the runner going from first to second. He'll get in as well. The problem is when the catcher, who I believe now is
number 11, is it?
Duncan Key, the idea, the runner getting stranded out in between second and third, the idea of throwing there is okay, but you should be throwing that ball to third base and not to the second base side, because then you get what happened there. You want to force him back to second, if anything.
Yeah, you don't want them to get those extra bases up there. That puts 2 runners in scoring position.
There's a chopper. That's going to get in between short and third. 1 run is in. They're going to hold the other runner at third base.
There's what you were talking about right there.
So runners at the corners. Yep, you want to keep him at second or force him to at least try to go back to second, because then you don't give up a run there. But so an RBI single from Hurlbert. Scores Trent Hurlbert.
This brings Mr. Kobe Holland up to bat.
Now runners at the corners here in a 5-3 lead for the Chen Chargers. Connor McCoy at the plate. He's the number 3 hitter.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at 22.
And that pitch misses inside. Snap throw back to third, and they didn't get him.
Oh.
As that was a great throw.
I like to see the
by
replay.
Key. I mean, that was a great throw by Key. I mean, I'm going to talk about throwing a strike. I think they're just asking for some clarification as the runner moved up to second, by the way. That's Jared Hurlbert. Was at first, moved up to second. I think the umpire, and there are 3, so there's 1 out there in between second and third at the moment. I think what he's saying is the throw beat him there, but the tag did not, is what it looked like. His hand got in before he tagged him.
Yeah, because it looked like he had him. But we can't see the hand reaching in. We're in the opposite direction what we need to be for that.
I definitely mean the ball beat him there, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot.
No, it doesn't.
And we can't see from here, so we'll just have to take that one for granted, I think.
Oh, yeah. I think you will, too. No way to get out of that one.
So runners at second and third now with one out, and important runs for sure for the Chargers. Major comes set and delivers. That hit a ton, but that's going to get out of play up the third base line. So Major comes set, glances at third, now back to second. Curveball misses away.
That was quite a curve.
Count will go to 2-1.
It's a good job laying off of the pitch, though, by Connor. It looked very inviting, but it just kept on sliding over and over.
There's a strike.
There we go.
Count comes even at 2-2.
All right. Got minimum second and third still. One run in.
Delivery here, misses inside, snap throw back to third again, and that bounces in, actually hit the runner, I think. So the count goes full at 3-2.
Got a little shook up from diving back in there.
So again, runners lead off for second and third here, 3-2 the count. Delivery fouled back out of play, and it will stay full at 3-2. The Chargers trying to push across some insurance runs here, up 5-3, and just one more opportunity for the Broncos. That's where they really need to get out of this inning without giving up more runs. Here's a chopper. That will go foul as well, back to the screen.
Hanging in there. Keep on and get a hold of one yet.
So again, Major comes set. Runners lead off of second and third. Delivery here. Bounces all the way back to the screen. Nobody goes, though. Good hustle by Key behind the plate. And that will load everything up. So bases loaded again with one out. And gets us back to Stephen Bryce. Stephen on the day reached on an error back in the first and a single on the popped out to the first baseman in the fifth. Now bases loaded here. Major comes set, glances at third, then back and home. And that fastball, a strike over the outside corner.
Nice one. I'll see if Major can really knuckle down and get his last out here. Hope he only got one out. A double play ball.
Yeah, they need a couple more yet. This bounces in. So count will move to 1-1. Now the Broncos trying to do anything they can to get out of this inning.
Well, it's been
so far they haven't given up much, but
Well, the table's set here. One out and base is loaded. No place to put him.
So everybody gets a lead here. 1-1 delivery upcoming to Bryce. There's that chopper down toward third. Going to come home with it, and it goes off the glove of the catcher, Key. Another runner trying to score. They're going to get 2 runs out of that. And up to second and third go the runners, so it's now 7-3.
Yeah, he took his eyes off of that a little bit. He was already getting ready to throw the ball to first base. And unfortunately, the ball went right on through the top of his webbing and on out the other side. And then he hesitated and smacked his glove, and then he realized the runners are still going. So he quickly hurried back and did what he could to rectify the situation. By that time, the damage is done and 2 runs are in.
So now 7-3 the lead for the Chargers. Still only 1 out. And now Colby Holland will stand in.
Yeah.
Still some work to do here for the Broncos because they're still within striking distance, but they got to get out of the inning. Foul back to the screen.
Yeah. They'd gotten what they wanted right there, that little bouncer back to the third base. They had that second out deemed right there for sure, and just got through the web. Sometimes it just happens.
Runners lead off of second and third here. Major looks in. Get the sign, now steps off.
All right.
Now the delivery, and that popped up into right field, drifting in and making the play as the right fielder throw to the plate, and I don't think they would have gotten him anyway. The ball gets by Key, the catcher. He had to reach back up the first base side. It would have been kind of close, but I think they still would have made it.
I think it would have been worth seeing.
So McCoy tags up and scores.
And that puts the tally at 8-3. That's a 4 or 5 run lead. And, it's getting darker all the time.
Well, at least for Oklahoma City, you've gotten the second out.
Yep.
Now it's just about getting out of the inning. So Preston Funberg stands in. They're going to get rid of the DH that was there for the original first baseman, and Preston's going to bat for himself here with the runner down there at third and 2 outs in the 6th. There's a swing and a miss. So 0-1 the count on Funberg. This popped up in the shallow left. That's going to fall in, and another run will score off the RBI single from Preston Funberg. So that will make it now a 9-3 lead. As this game continues to stretch out a little bit.
Yeah, it was whizzing right on through, right on regular basis, but man, now it's gotten really bogged down in this 6th inning.
So Rory Burke will stand in. He's batting for Sam Hurlburt.
Boy, 5 big runs in this inning. Wow, that's amazing.
Well, and for the Chargers, they've now managed to get everyone on their lineup in the game. All 4 of their subs that are listed have all played. Major comes set and delivers. That fastball is a strike. So the count 0-1 on Burke. Boy, it actually, honestly, they were so concerned about the weather. Everybody was. And it turned out to be gorgeous.
Just really nice. Yeah.
There's a swing
nice
and a miss.
curve. Oh, yeah.
Off-speed pitch, and the count now 0-2.
Pitch like that, sometimes that ball looks as big as a basketball. You can't do a thing with it.
So Nunner leads off a first delivery here. Fastball misses away. Count will go to 1-2. Major comes set and delivers. Off-speed pitch, and the curveball is a swing and a miss from Burke. And that will do it for the inning, but some damage done. 5 runs on the inning for the Chargers. On really only 2 hits. There were 3 walks and a strikeout as well. We'll head to the 7th inning, do or die for the Oklahoma City Broncos. They trail at 9-3. Be back with that here in just a moment. This is the HWSA World Series. To the 7th inning we go for the Broncos. And back around to the top of the order. 1-1 the count on Cooper Falk. Facing Stephen Bryce, who's basically completes the, he hasn't basically.
No, he
has
a whole complete game.
The complete game. At least so far. This popped up in the left. Drifting back and making the play is Holland out there in left. At least I think it's still Holland. They've made so many changes.
And that was right up in the sun. The sun's out right now. That was not an easy play. That was a high pop fly out there. He stayed with it. Now the Broncos need runners. They need to manufacture people on base.
So 1 gone. Now Hayden Key will stand in as that pitch misses away. 1-0 the count.
Steve Reich.
So 1-1 now on Key, the number 2 hitter in this lineup. It's fouled back to the screen. Count will move to 1-2. This popped up again in the left field, drifting in and making the play on that lazy fly ball is Holland. And we're down to the last out here for Oklahoma City. That's Will Edmondson. Reached on an error and scored in the first, flied out to center in the third, had an RBI single and a run scored in the 5th. And we'll stand in here with 2 outs.
Well, Bryce has done exactly what you want him to do. You want him put it in where they have to put the ball in play.
This ball misses up high.
A 5-run lead, there's no sense worrying about it. Just put the ball down the whole alley right there. Strike.
So 2 gone here in the top of the 7th and a 1-1 count. This popped up down the first base line and nobody going to get there. So the count will move to 1-2.
Well, just like that, this is it. Broncos are running out of pitches.
So Bryce comes set, the 1-2 delivery. That misses away, and that will pull things even at 2-2.
I think Bryce looks as sharp now as he did earlier.
That's chopped out towards short. A nice little hop, and the throw across is in time from McMillan to Funberg, and that will do it. As the final out goes 6-3, and the Chen Chargers win 9-3 over Oklahoma City. As the Chargers will advance into the 5th place game here in Division I. Give me just a second. I'll give you your final totals here in a moment.
Yeah, we don't lose sight in that game. Stephen Bryce had a fantastic game pitching today. And down toward the stretch, he didn't try to strike out people. He tried to put it in over the plate and force them to swing at the ball. Let his defense do the work, and that was a great job. Gets a 9-3 victory. We'll find out how many hits he gave up in the whole thing. Or maybe we will.
Yeah, maybe you will. In any case. So the losing pitcher today for Oklahoma City will be Hayden Key, who ended up pitching 5 innings, gave up, I believe, 5 runs. I kind of messed up on my scorebook here, but I think 5 runs. And also Josh Major came in and worked the last part of that game. The winning pitcher today is Stephen Bryce. Went a complete game, 7 innings, gave up 3 runs on 6 hits, walked 2 batters, and struck out 5. So complete game, 3 runs, 6 hits, struck out 5, and walked 2. And he will get the win, as will the Chen Chargers from Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
I believe that will wrap things up here for us from a Friday from the HWSA World Series.
With Bryce, you didn't just have the fact that he finished that game, or that he won the game. He finished the game and saved using the other pitchers. So tomorrow, they can have an arm or 2 saved for that game.
All right, so that will do it. It's a 9-3 win for the Chen Chargers here over Oklahoma City. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. The Division I Championship tomorrow at 12:30, right back here as well. Hope you enjoyed the coverage from the 2019 HWSA World Series.